Everyone, it's Harmony from Harmony Stitches and welcome back to my channel. Here we discuss my crafting adventures that kind of stay around cross stitching and knitting and crocheting realm. Sometimes we might talk about other things, but we haven't done so yet, but we never know what's going to happen. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me each week while I chat about my crafts. If you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try, hanging out with me, and hopefully you'll find something to inspire you to either pick up a craft, or try something new, or to get back to something that you have done in the past. So let's go ahead and get started with my crafts this week. It's all cross stitch this week. No knitting yet because I said that I was going to take September off. I have been tempted a couple times to pick up my needles and cast on a pair of socks or work on something that I've already got going. But we're almost there. Just a couple more days of September and we'll be into October. And then I think I need to finish some hats and sweaters. So let's get started here. My goal was on this first little one, on this Halloween piece, was to get it done and mounted. I didn't get it. As I said last week, I have a medical issue going on that's still kind of ongoing. It's nothing major, nothing to be concerned about, but I am really tired at the end of the day because I'm not sleeping well. So by the time I get done stitching on Pandemic, I'm done. I'm toast, and I call it a day, which is fine. I can do what I want. However, last night on Saturday evening, I did work on this quite a bit, and I got a couple more things finished, and I'm almost there. So the name of the designer and where you can locate her Facebook page will be linked below because I cannot pronounce it. I think it's Italian. And this is a Halloween freebie that she had. I am almost finished with the ghost. There's supposed to be 5 more stitches at the top of the head, but my daughter said just leave it the way it is. And I don't know. But I have a little bit left on each eye. I did already have the mouth done. I put in the final face for the third pumpkin. This little guy, this little guy over here is a spider, so I have to put in his legs and web. He's just got one strand up. 2 little bats, I got that bat done, and the cat is almost finished as well. He just needs his eyes and his nose and his bow tie. And then there are, I have to finish the words, and then there's 2 yellow stars that need to be finished. So, I mean, several things, but it really doesn't add up to much. I am stitching this on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco that I coffee tea dyed myself. I'm using DMC 310. The orange is 608. I'm using Blanc, and then the yellow is 972, which I haven't put the yellow in yet because there's only a tiny bit. So that was that little one I'm trying to get done. This week's wheel spin was Vintage Animals by Jeannette Douglas. And if you remember, since I start on the bottom, I was working here, and I'm going up. I did not get very much progress done on this, and I'll explain. This one's being stitched on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, which kind of looks blue in its original state, but I did not coffee tea dye. I just left it the way it was. Okay, so I put in a stem for a flower. Oops. And there's a little bit of gold there. I'm filming this in the afternoon after church today, so I'm finding that the lighting is a little bit off. So please forgive me on that. I'm doing the best that I can. I did just open the shade, but of course then it wants to blow it out. Okay, so I did start, this is a raccoon. I had these 2 brown spots done already. There is one more brown spot at the tip of the tail. And you can't tell on camera, but this is, what color is this? It is, let me see. This chart is huge, and it's well, it's about 8.5 by 14, I guess, or 8.5 by 17. But the chart itself is tiny, so that's one of the reasons why it held me up, because it's straining my eyesight. So let's see, it's S on. It's supposed to be Classic Colorworks Stepping Stones, which on this chart equates to 3032. And to me, and I was working on some lunch, and my coworker, it looks more green. So I don't know if you can tell, but it looks kind of green, maybe up against my black shirt. However, I noticed I was going to swap it out for a different color. I was going to substitute, but then I noticed that I had already used it for this bunny rabbit here. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. So I got a little bit done on that. And then over on the left side, I started on the alphabet. I got the Z, Y, and X done. There's 2 different alphabets. One's done in brown, one's done in green. And so I did start on both of them, the Z, Y, X in the green color. This is a squirrel. And that squirrel is supposed to be Pecan Pie by the Genta Arts. But I didn't buy the overdyed floss for this. So it was, then you're supposed to blend 30, 31, and 869. Which I said I wasn't going to blend the threads. I don't know if I talked about that last week. There's 4 of them that should be blended threads. And I started doing it for the squirrel, and I just don't like it. I don't like it at all, so I decided to stop. I'm going to rip it out, and I'm going to use 2 colors. I'm probably going to use the lighter color. This is the squirrel here. I'm probably going to use the lighter color because the darker color is used in the raccoon, and I think this rabbit, no, not in that rabbit, the hedgehog, the little hedgehog, and I have a feeling that it's going to be used in other color or in other animals, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the lighter of the 2 colors and see what I think about that. If I don't like that, then I might go and get the overdyed floss just for that for the raccoon. And I'm thinking, nope, the 2 deers are a different color as well, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But this will, this is all the flosses that you need for this. Like, there's quite a few. And I know it's messy, but I pull them off. And so we'll see. When this comes up in the wheel spin next time, maybe I'll just focus on the alphabets because I can whip those out a little bit faster, and then I'll worry about the other things as I go along, because that way I can get some progress, because I felt like after a week of working on this, I didn't get very far. It must be a little bit finicky. Maybe I was just stressing out about the colors. I'm not really sure, but I just did not get as much done as what I thought that I would. I thought I'd get at least twice as much done. But that happens sometimes, doesn't it? Okay, so my last whip for the week is Pandemic. And if you remember or joined me last week, you will know that I was less than 3 pages away. I was going to move my frame, work on page 6, and I said it was a beast. I think I have tamed the beast, so let me show you. I have 4 more threads for today. So today is Sunday. I got all last week's threads in, and then I did 4 already this morning before I went to church. So, here, it's very wrinkly, but it's all right. All right, so this little triangle was done. All of this was done. And then I was like right here. So I finished that diagonal and brought it up to the rabbit. I did these 2 little diagonal. I actually did these small triangle ones first and brought it all the way up to the top. Then I did this one. And I told my daughter, I said, I think this one's going to take me the rest of the week. It didn't. It only took me 2 days worth of threads. And then this band here is the one that goes all the way up to, okay, it actually, let me see if I can show you. It connects here. So it goes all the way up there. So that's probably another 2 days of threads there. But I only have a little bit left, and I'm at the top of page 6. So I'm going to leave that for later. There's a big flower here, and that's the rest of page 6. So I'm going to work on that until I get that done. Then I'll have to move the frame again because top left corner hurts my arm. So I'll move the frame again. And it's pretty much all the way up already. So I think that by the time I finish page 6, I'm going to have to put it on 11 by 11. So that's pretty exciting too. So at this point, I think with what I already have done on page 2 And then now what I have done on page 6, I would say that I have about 2 pages left. So I pretty much knocked out, well, I did about 2/3 to 3/4 of page 6. So, but I mean, if you're factoring in what I already have of page 2, then I probably have about 2 pages left. So I'm super excited about that. If I keep up my pace, I should still be able to have all of the stitching and all of the back stitching done by the end of October of 2021. So I'm really excited. So thank you everyone that has been cheering me on. Whether you've made a comment or not, I really do appreciate it because this has been a labor of love, but at the same time, I'm going to be so happy when it's finished. So moving on to this week's whip wheel spin, and it landed on Amazing Grace. So this is the piece that got me back into stitching because for some reason, my YouTube recommendations gave me a video from Stitching with the Housewives. And I saw on their video how modernized cross stitch actually became. Because I didn't like the old-fashioned look to cross stitch, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't do it anymore. So when I watched their video, I thought, hey, I have some cross stitch pieces. I went to look for the cross stitch piece, couldn't find it. I did find the whole entire kit unsealed, unsealed. It was completely sealed up on eBay for a relatively great price. And this is what Amazing Grace looks like. So there is a whole bunch of back stitching to create this project. Last time I had this done and I was finishing up the beginning lines of verse 1, 2, 3. So yes, this piece got me back into stitching. I went and bought it. I started this about 2 years ago, and it's taken me this long because I learned that I don't like confetti stitching, and the flowers are confetti. There's like 6 colors in each of them. There's like 6 colors in all of the leaves, and it was, for me, it was really irritating, and it was really hard for me to get done. But the last time it came up on the wheel spin, I finished all of the flowers and the borders, and I started the back stitching. So I got the verse in there. Yes, the verse in there. And then I got all of the notes in the first staff done. And then I started those. But all of the staffs were actually back stitched. They were just waiting for their notes and lyrics. So this morning when I went to church, when I do broadcast team, I have a couple of pockets of time where I don't have anything to do while I'm waiting for time to just pass, right? So we get all ready, we pray, and then we have to wait for church service to start. So I was able to work a little bit, and then I got done with my service in time to then go with my husband to finish his service. So I got a little bit more. So let's show you where I'm at. So this is where I'm at so far. And as you can see at the top, that third line, I didn't have that all the way done. It said, through many, what's it say? Through many dangers, toils, and that's where I had it from before. That's where I left off. So this morning I put in snares, comma, I have already come, semicolon. And then down here, I started on the lyrics on these 3 lines. So I started with the I, but then it was a big jump to once. So then I hopped down to how precious and then came backwards to hath grace 'tis. So I got that done on the way home. So, I mean, yeah, there's quite a bit left because I have, oh, I just noticed that I have the notes done there too. So that's super exciting. So I have to do all of the music notes on the middle staff and then the little half section down here and then finish the words and I'm done. It doesn't take that long to get the words done. I got snares, comma, I have already, those 4 words finished in probably 10-15 minutes while I was waiting, you know, in those pockets of time. And then I did come, I once how precious 'tis grace hath, done on the drive, helping my husband finish his service for the day. So I really do think that in 45 minutes of my lunch 5 times this week, I can probably have all of the words completed. Then we just have to tackle the notes on the staff. So while I hope that I can get this done, I think it's possible, but also I gotta face reality here that the little Halloween chart was close to being done too, and I didn't do that. But what will happen is if I get the Halloween chart done, I will bring this home every day with me. So when I get it done, I'll work on it after I get Pandemic done too. Because I really think that I could have 2 finishes this week, and that will be super exciting as well. So, yay! And I was kind of, when it came up on the wheel spin, I told my daughter, I said, I'm not really enthusiastic in doing the back stitching, but I am enthusiastic about it landing because I knew that I was probably a week or so away from finishing it. So if I work really hard this week and I can get through this medical issue, then I should be able to, again, it's a minor issue, no big deal. It's just, you know, messing with my schedule. Then I should be able to get it done this week. So I have to finish the Halloween piece, then I can bring this home in the evening, and I should be able to get it done. So I'll work on the words I'll do the words at work, and I'll work on the music notes at home. So, okay, last Sunday was the market event at my local needle workshop, Stitch in Time in Saginaw, Michigan. I stayed there for an hour, and it was really fun because I met some new people. Unfortunately, we didn't introduce ourselves again. I think we did that last time. So if I saw you at Stitch in Time, comment below or something so that way I can connect a face to and a name. So we didn't introduce ourselves, but that's okay. But while you're waiting to check out, we have time to sit and chit chat. So that's kind of nice. We, you know, sometimes it's about personal stuff. Sometimes it's like about work, and some, you know, more often than not, it's about stitching and how we stitch, what we like to stitch, you know, kind of our processes and stuff like that. So that was pretty fun. I was going to stay longer, but I was tired, so I just came home. I did get a couple things though. Yeah, I know, I'm over budget. Whatever. I did get 10 more skeins of floss to go in for my daughter's Lady of the Flag. So those are put in the project bag so they don't get misplaced or forgotten about anywhere. So those are put away. I did find a couple of charts by Hands on Design. I found Let's Talk Winter. I didn't buy any new stuff from Needlework Market, the Fall Expo. Didn't do that. I don't know why. There's lots of things. But I got Let's Talk Winter, and I got Let's Talk Spring, because I already did Let's Talk Autumn, so I needed these two for to help complete my series. Sorry about that. I still need Let's Talk Summer. I remember when Kathy was debuting this on her YouTube, and she said there was a typo, and it says Let's Winter. And she was debating on whether or not she fixed it for the next print run or if she just left it. And I told her just leave it because Let's Winter makes sense as well because of all of the winter things. You know, it says warm winter wishes, snow day, snowman, burr, flakes, pine trees, warm fires, cozy quilt, snow globe, and blizzard. I mean, besides the blizzard, Let's Winter. I don't like the cold. I don't mind the snow. I don't even mind driving in it. I just don't like being cold. So that's the part of winter that I don't like. And then I got 3 Just Cross Stitch magazines from 2016. And I was going to mark the pages so that way this would be fast. But of course I forgot. I bought them because they have hands-on designs in here that I have the fall version. Oh geez, and I can't find it, of course. But this one is the winter one. In this one, it's the winter hands-on design. She partnered with Priscilla Blaine of Stitching with the Housewives. Oh, here it is. It was right in the front, silly me. Okay, so winter. I have fall done already. I just need to mount it and get it ready to go. I should do that soon because it's fall. See if I can find it in the index. It's probably faster. index table of contents. I should know better. And then spring. I don't really do bunnies for spring because of Easter, but I mean, bunnies are born in the spring. I just don't usually do them for spring. And then, found this one pretty quickly, summer. So then once I get these stitched, then I'll have the entire series of these ones. And I found that in each of these magazines, there's at least one other chart that I would like to stitch. So for me, it seemed, I mean, these magazines are only $7. So, I mean, yeah, $7 compared to the price of these. If I can do two charts out of each one of these, it was definitely worth the money. And then when I'm done with all of the charts in here, then they can be passed, you know. So that's cool too. I'm good with passing. Okay, so the last thing I have to talk to you about is the giveaway. And if you remember, ooh, that's nice. The pink Ada. I don't know what size and I don't know what brand. I'm giving this away. I'm doing a pass the stash. Last video, I asked you to comment what project you were working on. So I had several comments. There wasn't a lot, so I just did it manually instead of using the YouTube comment picker. So what I did is I wrote down everybody that commented in the order that they commented, crossed off the people that did not comment what project they were working on because I figured that you did not want the Ada because you did not answer the question. And then I assigned everybody a number from top to bottom, and then I did there's a website, random number generator. And so then there was 4 entries, and entry number 4 came up, and that was Cassie Jo from Cassie Jo Stitches. So congratulations, Cassie. You can go ahead and send me an email to harmonystitches21@gmail.com, and it is below, just in case you didn't catch it. Send me an email with your mailing address because even though you're not super far from me, our schedules probably don't meet up. So send me an email with your mailing address and I'll get that in the mail to you this week sometime. I can get it packaged, but then my husband will have to drop it off for me, but I'm sure that he'll do that for me. So it'll be no problem. So I hope that you have a great stitching week. Get some progress done on your things. Thanks everyone for watching, and until next week, bye.